Hey everybody, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com and get prints and art and stuff of mine? I realize that you're probably just trying to get rid of your art. That's why you're trying to figure out how to pack it, which is the whole point of this video. But if you wanted art and you didn't have enough already, colinmullen.com. Anyway, you're gonna need whatever you're shipping, obviously, a box that's 2 inches bigger on every side in the very least than whatever you're shipping, a packing tape gun with packing tape, masking tape. You probably have some lying around. The artist grade is the best for this. You need some bubble wrap, small bubbles preferably, glassine paper, which is kind of hard to get your hands on if you're in the middle of nowhere, but I'll have an affiliate link for Amazon if you need to pick some up. You also need some fragile stickers and a pair of scissors and a measuring tape just to make sure that everything goes right. All in all, this will cost you about like $28 to $30. I know it seems like a lot, but making sure that your paintings actually get there in one piece, especially after someone spent some decent money on it, is going to be the difference between you and someone else who doesn't really care about their quality. That's why you're looking at this kind of stuff in the first place, right? Place your painting face down on the glassine paper. Glassine is nice because it's acid-free, so it shouldn't leave any marks, but it'll protect it from any basic bumps and bruises or any sort of sliding that could happen. If you bought it in a sheet like I did, go ahead and just trim it to fit and make sure you just have a little bit on each side. Go ahead and fold the long sides in and tape the corners down to the canvas. This will prevent most of the residue that you could have. Masking tape is nice because it doesn't leave much residue behind, but we're going to try and mitigate any and all chances that we can damage this painting. That's the whole name of the game today. After you're done doing that, go ahead and fold the edges in so that way you can fold the short side towards the canvas. Then tape the glassine from that fold to the first fold, and you should have it so that way only the first 4 tapings when you're doing the long side are the only parts that are taped directly to the canvas. It should create a nice secure cover for your painting so that way the bubble wrap and all of the other packaging does not damage it in transit. Go ahead and roll out the bubble wrap and put it so that way the smooth side is facing the canvas. The smooth side rather than the bubbled side, so that way you can prevent any sort of sandpaper-like effect that will happen on the travel there. I've seen a few people that have to deal with the bubble wrap or the bubbles themselves, the little dots, actually creating marks on the canvas. By doing it smooth side facing towards the canvas, you'll avoid most of that possibility and still provide a good deal of protection. Double wrap this, that way you can make sure that it is completely covered and then cut off the excess. Once you've done that, fold the side that you just cut away from down onto the bubble wrap again and tape that down using the packing tape. Follow this up by using your fingers to get right up to the edge of the canvas and fold over towards the canvas. This will allow you to have the edges covered completely rather than have it all packed up onto the top. Then tape that down again with the packing tape. You'll want to repeat this on both sides. After you've done that, go ahead and construct your box if you haven't already. Go ahead and make sure that these seams are totally taped up. You want to make sure that nothing can happen to this painting along the way. All of this may seem excessive, but you got to think about how much it's going to go through and how fragile a painting really is. We're making sure that this thing gets there because they paid good money for it. Once it's constructed, go ahead and test fit your painting and see how much wiggle room you've got. Use your tape measure to check and see how much more packing you really need. We're going to do a little bit more of the bubble wrap. For me, I needed about an extra inch or so. Once you know how much extra you need, go ahead and bust out the bubble wrap again. And again, smooth side facing towards the canvas. You'll want to go ahead and wrap it again and again until you've got it, so that way it will snugly fit inside the box. Once you're sure you have enough, go ahead and cut that off from the roll and go ahead and do just as you did before to tape it back down towards the canvas. In the end, you should have a painting that snugly fits into the box, almost perfectly if at all possible. The canvas shouldn't really be able to shake around or move at all. This will prevent it from having any way of scuffing on travel. If you had to get a box that was a little bit deeper than you really needed or what have you, like I did, go ahead and use any excess bubble wrap to just fill the voids. Put anything else that you need to, and then go ahead and seal it up. Again, we're going to make sure that we triple tape the seams in order to prevent any chance that this pops open during flight. After you're done doing that, go ahead and tape the edges. This step seems excessive, but consider that the average postal office worker is probably sliding these around, kicking them around, probably not actually picking them up. By taping down these edges, these weak spots in the cardboard, you're going to double protect the edge and prevent it from breaking on those seams. This is just an added level of protection in order to prevent anything from happening. Again, all of this may seem excessive, but consider how much work and time went into your painting, and consider how much they spent on your painting, and really ask yourself, is it worth the extra step? If you're an artist worth your salt, you'll probably answer yes. And for the last step, before you address it and mail it out, you'll want to put fragile stickers all over this thing. Every possible side that you could see this thing from, you'll want to have a fragile sticker on it. It's a little bit paranoid, but again, imagine you're just seeing this in a stack of 100 other boxes. If you can't easily see a fragile sticker, you're going to assume it's not fragile and just chuck that thing down the hallway. Probably not good for your painting. And then obviously you'll want to go ahead and ship this out and make sure that it's messaged out. I highly recommend taping down or getting one of those fancy mailer envelopes. I just use masking tape to tape down the addresses for the to and from, and there you go. I hope this was helpful to you. This should protect it from any excessive damage outside of just really intentionally going after the painting, which shouldn't happen in the modern day, but you know, we're just making sure. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. If you want to know about other art tutorials or just know how to do art, go ahead and check out my other stuff. Subscribe, all that garbage. But before I end, I do want to give a quick shout out to my $5 plus subs on Patreon. If you want a link, there's a link down in the description. But thank you to Wapfu. Thank you to my fiancée Tilda. Thank you to TBG Keru. Thank you to Plex. Thank you to Flenixia Theoran. Thank you Mava. Thank you LW. Thank you James at Games. Thank you Gaizan? I'm not pronouncing that right. Thank you Duxu. Thank you Bubba Fair. Thank you Andy S. And thank you Amber. Thank you guys so much for making this thing work out for me. You guys are great. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.